Hey everybody. All right. Fifth period. Be fifth and eighth period. Begin this video. Okay, guys. There's all this stuff going on with Trump, and first and foremost, when people were allowed to take the Capitol that way, that's shameful to America, in my opinion. But I'm also of the opinion that maybe that was a setup. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It happened, and it was shameful. And there's all these Trump rumors and stuff. Well, the latest one I heard, because the whole time this has been going on, I've been thinking this is crazy to be alive now, because in the next few years, this will be, if you're teaching history, this will be in the history books. You guys are living in history right now. And I want you guys to kind of understand what's going on in this latest thing, which is your new assignment. What is the Insurrection Act that Trump is threatening to evoke? Okay, so and the reason I picked this is because I heard this rumor this morning before 8 o'clock. Okay, as historians, what do we do? Because I wasn't 100% sure of the Insurrection Act. I think it actually has been used over here in West Virginia against coal miners before. During a strike, maybe back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, up here in not far from here, West Virginia. But anyways, I've got a link on here for you guys that goes and it shows the whole thing. I'll show you the sections. There's a federal aid for state governments. There's use of military and armed forces to enforce federal authority. There is interference with state and federal law. I have a feeling that maybe a problem lies there. Proclamation to disperse, and then it has that Guam and the Virgin Islands are included as state, which just means that hey, if something like this goes down in Guam, we can do that. We can do this there, and it's basically what we're talking about here is using our militia, our own armed forces, against some of our own people. Okay, now as it says in your assignment, we have to get to the bottom. So you need to read through that, okay, the whole act, all right? That's part of doing research. And I'm just noticing I misspelled research on your thing, and it didn't. I don't know. Anyways, first thing you're going to do, and you're going to find at least 2 words that you do not understand, because I promise you right now, I can read through that thing, and there's going to be words that I don't know what they mean. It's nothing to be ashamed of. When these things were written, they were written when people spoke. Yeah, it might have been English, but you got to realize it's not the same type of English that we speak today. Things change, dialects change. It's just, there's stuff in there. Look those up. That's nothing to be ashamed of. And it makes you smarter. You get to use that word. The more you know, the more you know. There used to be a commercial. The more you know. And it's talking about knowledge, you guys. Anything you can get like that, great. Okay, so basically, I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit, because you're going to end up doing those definitions, and you are also going to, after you analyze that document, you are going to, is it legal? Is it illegal? Is it right? Is it wrong? Maybe you're going to analyze it down to, well, this is why it's legal. This is why it's not illegal. Maybe like a lawyer would. Okay, that's up to you. But that's 3 paragraphs. You know, I think if I were to get into it, 3 paragraphs would not be enough. Give me 3 solid paragraphs. 3 solid paragraphs. Okay? And why don't we just go ahead and say half a page? There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to get half a page out of it. And if you get into this line of thinking, you will. Okay. So, the Insurrection Act, is Trump going to use it? He's threatening to invoke it, apparently. What do? We research. Okay, you've already got your research again to the actual act. So, go in and just type in Trump and Insurrection Act. Okay, and something's going to come up. Okay. You know, this is so much different from back when I was in school. You would have had to went to the library and got into newspapers, and Lord bless you how you were going to find the Insurrection Act. It was just crazy. Wrong one. That was my COVID appointment. By the way, everything's okay at this moment. All right. If you missed the announcement, I had to go take a COVID test, but everything's all right. So, I'm looking at NPR, which is National Public Radio. There are a source that I trust. Okay, you don't use Wikipedia. Okay. And it goes and of course it says he's getting ready to threaten. Okay, now the Insurrection Act happened in 1807, and the original way that it read, the original words, they have been amended or changed several times since they first passed it in 1807. On March 3rd, that's actually my birthday. This is how it reads, approved March 3rd, 1807. An act authorizing the employment of the land and naval forces of the United States in cases of insurrections. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, that in all cases of insurrection or obstruction to the laws, either of the United States or any individual state or territory, where it is lawful for the President of the United States to call forth the militia for the purpose of suppressing such insurrection, or of causing the laws to be duly executed, it shall be lawful for him to employ for the same purposes such part of the land or naval force of the United States as shall be judged necessary, having first observed all the prerequisites of the law in that respect. So all the prerequisites. Call forth the militia. Okay, it doesn't actually say the prerequisites here. Okay, now, the last time that it was used was in '92, the Los Angeles riots. I remember them. It was crazy. Started over Rodney King, and it was nuts. But part of that act reads that before that the president can evoke it, they must first issue a proclamation ordering the insurgents to disperse within a limited time. So I don't know what that time limit is right now. Maybe you can find out. Okay, he only has, 9-10 days left to get it done. So does he even have time to do it? he could do it if there was a natural disaster, terrorist attack, Hurricane Katrina. And see, 1807, when this thing was written, is what we really need to be concentrating on. Is you got to realize 1807, we don't even have all 50 states. You know, and notice in there it said talked about territories, individual states or territories, and you know, in that time, most certainly, people were interested in state rights. That's what ended up, other than slavery, of course, causing the Civil War, is you know, the South was more for state rights, more so than the Union. So, I think that this is going to be enough for us today. It's for you to go on in and make your case for me. Can he do it? Will he do it? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it legal? Is it illegal? Whatever angle you want to take, half a page, okay? If you just want to give me information about it for half a page, and maybe that it relates to this and this relates to that, that's what historians do. You never know once you start research, once you start research where it's going to lead. So, sorry about that. See where it takes you, and I hope to see you soon.